Hey guys, good morning, evening, afternoon. Masati here. Hope you are doing fantastic on the new year. Man, what a new year, huh? A lot of things shifting, a lot of transformation happening for us. It's crazy, crazy out there. But a lot of people might go, well, it's the end of the world. A lot of stuff is changing. So much garbage is showing up, right? The atrocities of the world. How could they do that? Whether it's in, political arena, you'll start to soon see the religious arena, a lot of darkness coming out of that as well. For you, we're starting to see, say, the financial systems breaking down, crashing down, happened a few years back. So a lot of medical related issues you'll start to see, and these are all predictions that I actually um, had a while back, years ago, even before COVID, predicted that there is going to be something like a virus that'll come through and literally shake humanity up. Okay? So what is all this about? All right. So here's the deal: we have to clean up, not just our mind, body, or spirit. In this case, we literally have to clean up. The earth is cleaning up. The universe is cleaning up. We have to go along with it. It's not a choice. And this is what we're going to be talking about here today. Detox your mind, body, spirit for a fresh start, and connecting to what the universe is happening. The universe is transforming at a massive level. Okay, and you can tell it's in and it's not just say weather patterns changing here. There's weather patterns changing on other planets. as well, other systems, or the sun is transforming, is shifting. We're going to be talking all about that and how you can take advantage of what's going on. As a note, this is a live show, so comment in. And as a note as well, it's not just content that I'm giving you here. Okay, we're gonna include some frequencies. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and just understand that it is the frequencies that shift our lives, that transform us. Quantum science, quantum mechanics are getting into that. Something that we've done for decades here at XI. It is the frequencies that change our lives, not our mindset, not who we are, not what we do, what we've accomplished, or anything like that. Again, all those archetypes, and we'll talk about that here as well. All those archetypes have to go away, and a new sets of archetypes have to show through. So as we go through, what type of archetype have you been in the past? Just comment in, and then we'll talk about it throughout the show. Have you been, say, the victim archetype? Have you been the savior archetype? Have you been, say, the Tony Robbins archetype, where you just got to go, 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 and you got to push? Again, great content for Tony, but we need more than that in 2025. It's just not going to work out. Have you been the, Grant Cardone archetype? The, there's so many people. The Oprah Winfrey archetype, the Joe Dispenza archetype, the Jordan Peterson archetype, the the Elon Musk archetype. What have you been, say, the truth seeker archetype? Like the Joe Rogan, he's the truth seeker. But again, we need more of this. So comment in on, say, the type of archetype that you are, or that you transform to if you have a higher XIQ. And we'll talk about some of those archetypes and why they don't work, why they won't work in the future, and what you need to do. All right, so we'll jump into the show. Take a breath in. Notice your chest, your ribs, your back. Again, we'll make it an experiential show for you, not just something up here, but something that actually transforms your life. And that's really the key. We need something that transforms our lives beyond the mechanics of the mind here. We need it to change and transform at our genetic makeup. Okay? There's different genetics, physical genetics, and then there's also frequency genetics. We'll talk about that in this talk as we get into it. Again, detox your mind, body, and spirit for a fresh start. So detox at the frequency level. Let's talk about that. Okay. One, detox at a frequency level, it's just not a trend. It's a universal method. Okay? Let me explain that. So detox isn't merely just a modern health fix. Like, oh, I got to cleanse my body. I got to do a liver detox. I got to do a kidney detox. I got to clean out my garage. I got to reset for my taxes and start new and all that. Okay. It's hardwired into our genetic code. It's literally the universe's very fabric. It's hardwired into the universe's very fabric. And we have to understand that it's a part of nature. And it's intended to help us continually renew and evolve. Okay? For example, planetary systems, planetary parallels, say as Earth cycles through, say, massive shifts every 10,000 years, 250,000 years, whatever it might be, it's evident that, there's changing weather patterns, there's polar shifts, natural upheavals, the magnetic core is shifting. We must similarly purge outdated frequencies or concepts of how we redesign who we are. But we really don't. So let me give you an example. Okay, take a breath in again. Again, notice your ribs, your skeletal system. All right. Nature does it all the time. Okay. Some of us might call it, say, global warming. And I'm not denying the fact that, we're polluting the earth and we need to do something about that. But we must also understand that it's a natural trend for the earth to transform and shift? Are we doing our part to say align with that natural trend, or are we say veering away from it? That's the question that we must ask. That's the question that scientists, political leaders, you yourself as humans with your every daily actions, again, those are the questions that we have to ask to come back to into alignment of who we really are, and to help us align to higher levels of say understanding of the purpose of why we're here. But we're not doing that. So in this case, as because we're not doing it, well, we're going to get forced to do it. And the reason for that is free will. Free will, I would say it's a bitch. Free will is a bitch because you have, say, potential to operate and create a life in any way that you want. But for some reason that we won't get into in this show, for some reason, humans have decided to create their own, say, set of standards, their own physics, their own science, their own ideas or concepts of why we're here. And again, it's way off. Right? What nature does is that it say purges itself. It cleanses the old, so it creates a structure for the new. Every generation, every moment in time, nature is looking at itself and going, okay, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? And then how are we going to recreate the next moment better than the last moment? Okay, let me just say that again. It's very, very important, right? Especially if you want to raise your XIQ, your exponential intelligence quotient, okay? Way beyond anything that you can do to, again, ascend to a higher level and have that, say, freedom, that contentment with success or anything that you do in this reality. Okay? You need to raise your XIQ. All right, so take a deep breath in. I just want to say that again. So nature, what nature does is it recaps itself every moment. Literally, it's a recap every moment. What it does is like, okay, what we did right, what we did wrong, right? And then we'll take what's right, we'll improve upon that, we'll learn what we did wrong, and then not do it, or again improve so it doesn't happen in the next time around. Okay? The next moment, the next month, the next year, the next decade. And look at nature. It's always vibrant, it's always brilliant. Look at humanity. We hold on to shit that's been happening for millennia. It's crazy, right? It's just not going to work out. We hold on to our diseases that we should have resolved, not through vaccines and not through, say, medical technologies, although those are fantastic. Those technologies should help us evolve into healthier humans. And just as a note, despite the advancement in medical technology today, the population is sicker than ever. Think about it. Why is that? Okay. Is it because we need more technology? Hell no. Is it because we need more implants in our brain, like Neuralink? Hell no. Is it because we need more government control and all that to tell us what to do? Hell no. We just need to disconnect from the old. Take a look at your life. Close your eyes, breathe in. Take a look at your life. Look at all the patterns that you are running from the past, decades ago, from your childhood. You were abused as a child, you're still fucking running those patterns. I'm not saying get over it, but get over it by elevating your XIQ, not just like burying it. That's what we do as humans. We bury our problems. And what American scientists call it, junk DNA. 85% of our DNA is junk, which is bullshit. How can something so brilliant have 85%? It's just that they haven't discovered the territories of our genetics, right? Your genetics holds the intelligence of your family lineage and humanity as a whole. Your every cell within you. If there was an alien that come up and like checks your one cell, your DNA, it's a time machine. It could it could create a picture of how humans have evolved through hundreds of thousands of years that we've been here. It's all in your genetics. Nature doesn't do that. Again, nature always cleanses itself and moves forward and lets go of the past. So let's get down to a personal level here. Breathe deep. Notice your spine. Look at all the patterns that you've run from your parents. Are you having the same diseases as your parents? Are you having, you're like 60, you're 60, 70 years old, and are you having the same, whatever age you are, you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, doesn't matter. Are you having the same issues as, say, your generation? Oh, you're 40 years old. Oh, that means that your testosterone goes down. It's not true, although we've made it true in this reality, right? Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Like Mel here says, my heart can't take much more. I need a deep change. That's the calling. That's the outcry of society today. And what is government doing? What is our leaders doing? Again, not knocking them down, but they're going back to the old standards. Hey, you know what? We need more of the old standards to fix this. Again, government leaders are doing that. Sure, technological leaders are doing that. But are you doing it in your life? The change starts with you, right? Are you doing the same things? I see a lot of people nowadays. It's like, gosh, their religions didn't work back in the day. Now it's like, gosh, my life isn't working out. It's fucked up. I'm gonna just hit that religion harder, right? Or success hasn't worked out. I'm just gonna hit it harder. Or success has worked out, and you're empty inside. You're broken inside. You make a shitload of money, and you're still ill. You're still aging like everybody else, and you try extreme measures like like Hollywood types, adrenochrome, and all that stuff. And you keep pushing. You keep pushing the old patterns. You keep pushing what didn't work in the past into the new. Look at reality. We can't do that anymore. This is a heavy detox. Okay, so I want to talk about XIQ and archetype shift. Our exponential intelligence quotient, XIQ, recognizes that archetypes like the martyr, the overachiever, the victim, again, the Joe Dispenza, the Tony Robbins, the uh, the Gary V's out there, the Elon Musk, again, fantastic individuals. They brought us to this level of, say, understanding, awakening. But what's the next step? Right? We brought us to this level. What's the next step? Again, there's nothing wrong with those archetypes, but the journey is changing. The journey is shifting. We need to move on. We need new tools. We need new concepts of self. Right? So those types of archetypes, it once served us as a humanity, as survival, and that's what we've done. Those archetypes have created survival mechanisms. So what we're doing in the future, if we continue those type of archetypes, we'll be in survival mode. And if we want more success, that means we have to sacrifice more or feel like we have to, say, survive at a deeper level. So we don't even need wars, by the way, to, again, destroy ourselves, because our connection, just write this down for you guys and put it in the comments. Okay, David Goggins, yeah, somebody was talking about David Goggins here. Exactly, right? Push harder, right? Abuse your body, push harder. That's what high performance nowadays is about, right? How much can the body withstand before it breaks down? And you see all these young athletes. They're out of commission by the time they're 30. Holy shit, 30. That's just a new beginning, and they're fucked up. I work with a lot of these. Take a look at it. Those kind of archetypes, again, do not work. All right. Take a deep breath in. So write this equation down. And this is a very simple equation, okay, especially for those people who've been successful. Okay. Basically, it's like I put 100 pounds of sacrifice and determination and whatever else, and I've got, say 100 pounds of success. Okay? Just put pounds, ounces, energy, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. It's an example. Okay? So basically what you're telling is for every 100 pounds of, say, determination, sacrifice, abuse, destroying the planet that I put in, I get 100 pounds of success. Well, here's the equation. I want 400 pounds of success. What do you have to do for 400 pounds of success? That's what we've created. We have to elevate, say, our survival mechanism. We have to destroy ourselves more for us to kick us in the ass. This is why wars create amazing inventions. Think of that. Wars create amazing inventions. If it wasn't for war or the concept of war, we would not have some of the technologies developed as it is today. For example, the simplest things like highways. They're not for your convenience. They were to get military equipment, no matter where it is, where it's needed, on board. Okay? Again, if it wasn't for wars, so think of this: if we need to advance into that next technology in this equation that humanity is, say, set upon itself, what do we got to do? Well, shit, we got to create more wars. And if we can't create more wars, we got to create more destruction within ourselves. That's what's happening. And it's keeping us stuck. It's keeping us in a cycle. It's crazy. So real detox means letting go of these archetypes so we can embrace more expansive, future-ready expressions of who we are. What that means is we have to, just like nature, look at our past moment, not just the past year, the past decade, but the past moment, and go, okay, what happened in the past moment? What did we do right? What did I do wrong? What can I move forward? You can do this every night before you go to sleep, right? To elevate your XIQ. Take a breath in. All you have to do is just peruse the last 24 hours before you go to bed. It's like, hey, okay, what happened? And analyze it as a third person, somebody outside of you. So there's no justification. Just what happened. Did you like what happened? Did it expand your XIQ? Even if you don't know what XIQ means, it's totally fine. Your higher self does. Right? Did you elevate to a higher level? Did you expand who you are? Did you understand more of who you are the past 24 hours? Those are the kind of questions you want to ask yourself. Right? Again, if it didn't, what do you need to do while you're sleeping? How can you cleanse? What frequencies can you delete while you're sleeping, known or unknown to you, so you can wake up a better version of yourself? You're already genetically inclined to go through the process of detox. You don't have to learn it. I don't have to teach you. I just have to help you remember that process is available for you. How many of you know autophagy? The definition of autophagy. I think it means like eating of thyself. If you go hungry, okay, back in the day, if you go hungry, your body literally starts to cleanse itself. It starts to eat away diseases, bacteria, fat, things that you don't need, excess skin. Again, if you eat properly, and we do this on the human reset coming up in a couple months, it's going to be fantastic. Even for those who haven't who've done it before, it's a totally different set of regimens. So in that scenario, again, we bring you back to your original detox, say, mechanism that is built within you. You don't need to learn that from outside of yourself. You just need to uncover it, discover it, and apply it. Okay. All right. So take a deep breath in. So as we cultivate true clarity and vitality, we start to uncover deep-seated blockages. So again, despite advances in technology, we've neglected frequency level detox for millennia. I explained this before, but again, if you don't believe me, thousands of years ago, again, we were killing each other, with whatever mechanism. Today we use this different technologies to kill ourselves and destroy ourselves. Right? Look at the diseases that you carry, right? These diseases that even children are getting at a younger and younger age with every generation. The reason for that is because the previous generation goes, hey, you know what, this disease isn't working for me. I don't know how to disconnect it, so I'm just going to hand it off. And again, with every generation, it gets younger and younger and younger, right? And it's a road to self destruction. We can't have that anymore. So raising your XIQ, XI shines a light on like hidden energetic clutter that saps our mental, emotional, and physical reserves. If you've tried other forms of detox, say other forms of um, self-improvement, any other form, getting a better job, getting a different spouse, getting whatever that's out there, making more money, making a new invention. Again, it doesn't matter. Right? You're still in the same boat. There's something deeper that you need to say cleanse. Maybe you did a surface level cleaning, like you just, rearrange the furniture. This is about, removing the carpets, cleaning underneath the rugs, getting rid of all that hidden family dynamics that, is destroying you. And that's what's happening in today's world, by the way. The LA fires, the floods, all those things are what's happening in the earth. Earth is going, shit, that's a lot of garbage you humans are putting upon me. I don't like it. It's cramping my style of renewal. I need to get rid of it because humans didn't take responsibility. So the earth is simple as that. The universe function, the universal patterns is. Take a deep breath in. All right, let's talk about take a breath in again. So we talked about again renewing, our mental, emotional, and physical reserves. Let's talk about syncing with the Earth's renewal, the universal renewal. That's what's happening. And so by mirroring the Earth's update, again seen in fires, floods, and weather extremes, the Earth's clearing out its old toxins. We can clear out old toxins in line with the planet's evolutionary pulse. What that means is that the universe is already doing it for us. It's been doing it for billions or trillions of years. Humans have never coordinated or gone, lock in step with nature's patterns or Earth's patterns. But we've moved so far away from the Earth's patterns that have been perfected. Again, perfect science for trillions of years. It's like shit. We're paying the price, and now it's forcing us to come back to our original state of who we are. Doesn't mean that we go back to simpler times. It means that we use the advanced technologies of nature, of natural intelligence, not artificial intelligence, not human intelligence, but natural intelligence that's been around for trillions of years. Right? We go back to that standard and then we evolve. And this is where new technologies arise without destroying. This is where humans can create better potential without destroying their bodies. This is where relationships can come as one. The family unit can bond together because that's what it's all about, right? Connection. If you've noticed, no matter what we've done in the past at any level, it's been a separation. Right? It's a great opportunity to stand back and again look back at what we've done wrong, what we've done right, and go forward. As a note, we've got a new podcast coming up, From Good to Great to Limitless. Basically, that's what it is. What did we do wrong? What did these famous, successful individuals do right? What did they do wrong? And how can you can do it better to create, again, a different archetype? So stepping beyond 2025 archetypes, right? The personas and coping mechanisms that, again, define previous generation, it no longer serves our accelerated reality. Is moving forward. Time is moving forward. Up leveling your XIQ literally is the only way that breaks through these limiting identities. It paves a new way for genuine health and vibrancy. Not just health, but new forms of wealth, new forms of intelligence, new forms of technologies. Right? How do we do this? Well, we realign with our highest potential. Right? Again, we realign with our highest potential. All right, so genetically engineered for ascension. Let's talk about that. I talked about it a little bit before, talk about it now. We're inherently wired to detox and upgrade. Right? Autophagy was one example. Every year, if you look at nature, especially, if you've got seasonal changes happening, every year, fall comes around, things fall apart, right? Things break down. uh, the leaves shed, uh, plants die, winter comes through. It's a death. It's a rebirth. Again, death is a rebirth. The next step is rebirth. Spring comes around, and it's a rebirth, and everything's newer. It's brighter. It's stronger than ever before. That's how nature does it. I think it's a good plan. It's been around for, again, trillions of years. We should do it too, right? So as we do this, again, we access the genetic makeup. It's literally part of our design, and it's the same design that nature runs, by the way. Elevating your XIQ is not attaching something else, a new technology, a new intelligence, or anything like that. It's going back to the intelligence that's worked. It's going back to that same intelligence that created an evolved being that we call humans today. Take a deep breath in as we go into harmonizing with global shifts. So humanity's collective archetypes, again, like I said, won't carry us any further. As Earth elevates, our consciousness must elevate too, abandoning roles that no longer match the new frequency environment. Okay. Take a breath in again. Close your eyes. Imagine this. All right. Have you heard the saying, um, uh, "The tide raises all boats"? Right? Have you guys heard the saying? Uh, the tide raises all boats. All right. And that's true, right? The water, the tide. I used to live in Coronado Island, right? The tide would come up. It's amazing, like 10 feet of difference between, especially on a full moon. All right. So the ocean of consciousness, the tide is rising on the ocean of consciousness. Consciousness is just elevating itself, right? So the old archetypes, whether it's technological archetypes, your idea of who you are, humanity's archetypes, all those things. Close your eyes, imagine that you're a boat, right? You're anchored to, you're anchored to the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of consciousness, just like a boat is, right? You dropped your anchor, it hit bottom, and now you're solid. Okay. That anchor is not flexible. The tide rises. And back in the day, that ships just sunk just because of this. Tide rises. Your anchor doesn't allow your boat, you, to go to the next level of consciousness. What happens? You drown. This is what's happening in today's consciousness. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how many Sundays you've gone to church, or how many times, 5 times you've prayed, 10 times you've prayed, whatever it is, a day, if you didn't raise your frequency, if you didn't raise your consciousness, again, this is a litmus test. If you didn't raise your consciousness to match the tide that's happening, you're going to drown. And in the near future, you're going to be seeing a lot of people, unfortunately, who are drowning, right? No matter how good they are. How many of you have had loved ones just disappear, die, or they just literally disappear. See more of that, unfortunately. Again, their anchors were too rigid. Again, all these archetypes, you going back to the past. Right? Society, governments going back to the past to fix your future. Think of how insane that is. You're going back to the past, okay? Picking on a solution that didn't work for humanity in the past and extrapolating it forward. Or are you creating new ideas and new solutions like AI, quantum computers, according to the past, say, definitions of math, science, concepts of how we understand ourselves? Not going to work out. All those things have to change. It's not just our mindset. It's not just our behaviors. Our science literally has to change and update itself. There is a lot of, talking about science, there is a lot of, say, mathematics that are out there because they can't figure out. They've just put random numbers in there. It's like, well, we can't figure this part of the equation out, so we'll just put something there. And then, some physicist will go, oh, this is this theory, and this is this theorem. And it's like, oh, it does make sense, but it's there to equal the equation because we couldn't figure out the math. We literally have to change, say, the math, the logistics. That's how deep this consciousness evolution goes. Okay. All right. So unlocking the future with XIQ. How do you do that? By integrating XI deeply, exponential intelligence. Again, exponential intelligence, basically what I've labeled the natural intelligence that this reality runs on. Again, it's been running on it for trillions of years. I've just happened to have a couple near deaths and go, oh shit, that's how it all works, and put it nicely in a nice package for you and some of the programs that we do. Simply as that. I didn't create it. I refined it so humans can understand it better, but again, polishing it up so again, we understand it better. And that's it. Helping you, say, chunk by chunk, go back to what we were supposed to evolve into. Literally, that's what XI is about. Okay, so exponential intelligence. So, all right. So as you go through the XI process, you recalibrate at the core, okay? Not just mind, body, and spirit, but your essence, your frequency, to embody archetypes that support growth. Archetypes like nature, archetypes like the way Earth does it. Earth doesn't let anything push itself around. That's a cool archetype. If you look at Earth, right, it's done a lot of, we've done a lot of scarring, we've polluted, but it gets to a point, it's like, fuck this. And this is what's happening. It's like, look at the fires. It's like, fuck this. This can't happen. Stands up for itself. And it like just recreates itself. If you don't like it, you get eliminated. Simple as that. That's a cool archetype to have. Right? Where nobody pushes you around, where it allows you to be, and again, you're not pushing others, but you're not allowing anybody to push you around, and you allow yourself to become your best possible version of who you could be, not according to your standards, but according to your genetic coding. Right? This is the limitless possibilities. This is where you support growth, resilience, limitless possibilities. This is how we move beyond 2025. And again, seize the expanded possibilities before us. There's no other way. No new technology, no new mindset, no self-improvement, nothing like that. We literally have to raise our frequencies. The science of frequencies are coming out more and more as we get into like quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum computing. They're starting to realize that. It's like, holy shit, there's a whole different world out there. There's a world way beyond quantum physics that dictate how the quantum world works, and that the quantum world works dictates on how the Newtonian physics works. The last thoughts, guys. Okay. Newtonian physics, just to put a little science behind it. Newtonian physics, that's what we discovered. That's how big objects move around, gravity and so on like that. We couldn't figure shit out. There was a lot of holes in some of the math of Newtonian physics. So people started to discover quantum physics, right? The nature of, say, the minute, almost the unseen. Now we're evolving to a consciousness that goes, shit, there's a lot of holes in quantum physics, quantum science. There must be more to it. There is. Some people call it God. Some people call it, a higher order. Some people call it frequencies. Some people call it the timeless self. But there is that gap between time-bound, timeless self. We have to get access to that level of science, and that's what scientists are actually starting to discover. If they embrace it, that's fantastic. They haven't even embraced quantum physics in the scientific community, so I don't know how long it's going to take it. But let's not wait for them, guys. Let's raise our XIQ. Let's go on. Let's go beyond, and not wait for anybody. How's that sound? Who's in it? Who's in this new say challenge for you for 2025? We're going to take responsibility for ourselves. We're going to understand who we are. We're not going to wait for our science or our governments to go, hey, we need to go this way to improve ourselves, because it hasn't worked out in the past, right? Hasn't worked out in the past. All right. Real food, somebody's gone. Yep. Food that actually nourishes us. All right. Let's take a deep breath in. We'll scan some individuals, okay? And we'll apply what I just talked about in real life, right? So through the 3 near deaths, for those who are new, and again, thanks for there's so many new people. A lot of I've been on Gaia, I've been on Next Level. So there's many more people interested in what I do. There's more scientists, research centers getting interested in what I do, which is really nice. Again, it's possibilities that are opening up. So those people, again, those people who want to say have a scan. I'll tell you exactly. I don't need to know who you are. I don't need to even know your real name. It's all about frequencies. You have a frequency, say, address that I tap into, right? And that's all I need to know. You can go, hey, scan me, like here, Juanita, Juanita, BB, scan me, please. So for you, Juanita, and again, putting what I talked about in, say, physical context, so we understand it, because what I talk about, most people go, even the intelligent people go, what the fuck is he talking about? Right? Way beyond my mind. Because it doesn't exist here when I talk about it. It exists here. That's the key. It resonates. Even if you don't believe it here, it resonates here at your frequency level, in your soul, in your genes, in your cells. It resonates here. Again, even if you don't believe it, you can counteract it. You can say this guy's bullshit, but you walk away from this show and you can't shake the concept. You can't shake what I told you off. The reason is because you are craving at a very deep level, craving what I just spoke about. Okay. All right. So for Juanita, take a breath in, hon. It just seems like you have, not a doctor or anything like that, but it just seems like there's some issues right at the lower uh, uh, the lower ribs here. I don't know if there's tightness, or you might have liver issues, or if you didn't have liver issues, your parents, somebody, I kind of see alcoholism in your family, or something that something that affects this area. Again, it's that kind of pattern. So somebody might have died, or somebody might have had liver issues or cancers or something. Again, right below the lowest ribs, in that area. Okay, you are carrying the burdens of those individuals. By the way, they had those burdens. You loved them a lot, or even if you didn't love them a lot, either way, it doesn't really matter. Whether the relationship was good or not, it doesn't matter. There's an entanglement. Okay, quantum physics, again, there's an entanglement between your frequencies, their frequencies. When that entanglement happens, as they get ready to cross over or die, yeah, seems like somebody might be dying for you, or might have died recently as well. It's that kind of pattern. Okay, they leave. Right? They leave. It's like, hey, I'm out of here. That entangled frequency, physical bound. What happens? It's not theirs anymore. Their stuff becomes yours, and that's what's happening for you. Think of what I said, guys. Overall, I'm not just working on just a Juanita, but just all you that resonate with that frequency. Somebody died. Okay, it's like you two are playing. Okay, you two are playing, and you're trying to solve this problem, both of you, and they die. They just leave. They up and gone. Boom. Their problem, all their problems, become yours. You have to resolve it. That's how genetics works in humans. Right? In nature, by the way, basically it's like, gosh, Hey, this is my problem right off when you're a baby. It's like, hey, this is my problem, heart issues, whatever. I'm not, you don't want to carry that, do you? And then as a child, you teach your young kids, it's like, hey, you don't want to carry that. And they go, no, I don't want to carry that. And then they move on and they don't have that genetic pattern. That's called free will, but we don't use free will. So that's what's happening for you, Juanita. So what I was doing, by the way, not just scanning you, but I was helping you separate what's yours and what's not. Right? And even if those who love, by the way, those those people who love, people who run like Juanita's patterns, you love somebody, you integrate so deeply in them, you carry the burdens of their problems. Okay? All right. This is Risha Sarek. I could really use a scan, please. By the way, we do 15-minute private frequency sessions for you, get an expanded version where we not just get to the point of what's going on with you, whether you're a CEO wondering, hey, why is my business not working? Why am I not making money? Or trying to have a health issue. Doesn't really matter. It's all about frequencies. It's all about optimizing who you are. So with this, Risha. So with Risha, man, it's you can never speak your yeah, you can never say or speak your truth. Something always holds you back. Okay. So whether it's in a conversation, you always want to say something, but it never comes out right. You never explain it the right way. Take a breath in again. But as a child, from what I'm seeing, like probably like 9, 10, I could be off by plus minus 2 years. As a child, say that you had an opportunity to expand who you are. Okay, Risha. You had an opportunity to expand who you are, and then it's like, God, you know what? This is gonna like expand who I am. I'm gonna feel so good about myself, and then boom, you got shut down. Your parents didn't go along with it, or maybe you moved, or whatever, something to that effect. It's just like something stunted you, and it's like shit. And then you're just waiting for that opportunity. It's like, gosh, when do I get that opportunity back again? And you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Again, you never show your true light because of what happened back in the day. So, Risha, can I help you? It seems like you're new to XI, or something awakened in you in XI, right? It's like, oh my God, I've been held back. The last boyfriend, two or three boyfriends that you had, yeah, or relationships, shit, they've held me back, right? I couldn't be myself. Let's disconnect that, huh? Those are old archetypes of again, women supporting whoever, their parents, and then when that woman gets married off, they have to support their husbands. Those kind of patterns. Again, those type of archetypes, cultural archetypes, will not work in the future. Way too much burden. So Risha, and anybody else similar to you, take a breath in, huh? Whew. A lot of heaviness, honey. Woo-wee. Um, uh, Jason John Hanasadi would love a scan for my Alexandra. Not exactly sure who Alexandra um, uh, is to you, because I'm not a psychic. I don't get relationship patterns. But what I can tell you, whether it's say your daughter or a wife, a girlfriend, intimate person, whatever it might be, people who run, say, feminine frequencies, basically, you become a father figure to them. Okay. So in this case, well, one, you attract women or have daughters, again, that are always, say, in need of something. They always need to, say, look up to you, or you have to provide whatever resource for them to be sustainable. Okay. What happens, though, unfortunately, is if it's a daughter type frequency for you, if Alexandra is your daughter, what'll happen for you, and it feels like a daughter, even if it's an intimate relationship, it feels like a daughter to me. Okay. So if it's an intimate relationship, there's your problem with relationships, by the way. Okay. The woman, okay, and this is where, again, sex, intimacy, all that stuff goes south. It doesn't work out, right? And ego wonders, like, gosh, I wonder why they're not attracted to me, and so am I. And that's the reason why. So overall, your pattern is again becoming a father role, of a father figure to feminine frequencies. It could be men in your life that run, say, a father frequency. It could be men in your life, for example, that have been, say, controlled by their mothers, hence a feminine frequency, and then they come to you and you create close bonds. So that type of pattern, again, it's totally cool to be a father figure, that protector, that savior type. But that savior type, again, that kind of archetype does not work in the future. It's just like this archetype basically means that you need problems, you need people to save. So the more people you save, the more, say, an identity that you have. Right? The real archetype for that, the savior archetype, is like, hey, you know what? This is how you save yourself. The savior archetype, the XI savior archetype. Hey guys, hey woman, this is how you save yourself. And then they stand up on your own. I've been there. My goodness. And the woman, X, just didn't figure it out. And it's like, it's your problem. It's your problem. It's your problem. And then you get bogged down. How many of you guys or women have been in that savior archetype? The knight in shining armor. It sounds really romantic, doesn't it? 6 months into the relationship, a year into the relationship, it's like, fuck, I'm not shining anymore, right? It's like, I'm done with this. How much can't they figure that shit out themselves, right? Again, so that you're just too kind, buddy. So helping you to separate yourself, helping you again help them on their own. That's what we need. This is Mai Ling Chan. Whoa, there's so many that go through, guys. Sorry. I lost you, Mai Ling. Here, Mai Ling Chan. Hi, Masati. Can you look at my family patterns and help me to clear them? Thank you. So, Mai Ling Chan, it's funny, but who watches Seinfeld? Do you guys remember the white woman? Her name was Chan, and everybody thought she was Chinese, and everybody follows like, oh, Chinese herbs, Chinese this and Chinese, and then the woman, turns out to be white. It's like, well, you're not Chinese. It's like, well, no. It's pretty funny. Anyway, it reminds me of that. No offense, Malin. But anyway, Malin, you're in your head way too much. You create an identity of who you are. What you've done is you've created like two identities, soon to be three. If you don't take care of it, take a breath in, Melin. Okay. So what this identity does, this is like the Tony Robbins type archetype, the Gary Vee archetype, the motivational speaker type archetype. A lot of the motivational speakers that are out there, again, they've copied Tony Robbins and people similar to that. Again, a rehash of Dennis Waitley and so on like that, and then regurgitated into 2025. That's not going to work. And here's the reason why. Okay, for say Mei Lin and many of you individuals who are like that. Again, they've got great content. I'm not knocking their content down, but you need more than just say their techniques. Right? They work at the surface level, but you needed something at a frequency level. So XI is a complement to all those types of archetypes. By the way, it's not a replacement, it's a complement. Okay, those success patterns that have created success, like in Mei Lin, from what I'm saying, is really fantastic. But again, what do you need to feel complete? What do you need to feel whole? Okay, that's what we're talking about. This is why this archetype does not work out. All right. So in that type of archetype, let's just say the success archetype. Okay, and that includes what I just talked about. So the success archetype is simply that it's like, okay, this is my version. I'm broken. I have traumas in my childhood. I had something that destroyed me, and I'm going to use that destruction, say like Silicon Valley, right? A lot of nerds got pushed around, got bullied around, right? I'm going to use whatever that, say, shortchanged me, turn it into a power and strength, and as not a power and strength, but turn it into a motivator for me to be somebody else. So this version of you sits here, that child version of you. Okay, just like, hey, I'm a lamb at home. I'm a lamb by myself. But then what I do is when I'm in the office, through my morning routine and so on like that, I turn into a fucking lion, right? And I'm a lion in the boardroom. That's how most guys do it. That's a lot of women. It's like they turn into a man in business. So like you create two identities, right? So this identity still stays, still exists in you. And then you create another version of you here. And then what happens with Mei Ling and like so many other people, this identity becomes so powerful, and you like this identity. There's nothing wrong with this as identity, but the problem is whatever you've done, again, the success archetypes, it didn't allow you to heal this version. It just allowed you to replace yourself. So what happens is, who's that great cook that committed suicide? Anthony Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain, amazing, beautiful individual. That's what he did. A lot of pain, a lot of burden, a lot of whatever. Boom, right? It creates this highly successful version. This version, and this is where Mei Ling is. This version starts to hate the old patterns, and then you start to, hate your culture, hate your family, hate whatever, or disconnect. But you can't, because you're intertwined with this. This is the real person. This is the mirage of this identity. Right? So when you step out, for example, you have a facade. Again, you're all in your head, Mei Ling. And I'm going way beyond just you, Mei Ling, right? Just as an example, just to help all of you out. Take a breath in, Mei Ling, and anybody that resonates with this archetype. Okay. So what happens is this archetype hates this archetype, because for this archetype to grow and expand into 2025, this archetype has to grow and expand as well, because your identity, again, it's a reflection of this identity. The more identity this grows, the more this grows. The more this grows, the more this has to grow. So your pains, your burdens, like when you're alone, show up for you. Your weaknesses show up for you. This is where people have, imposter syndromes and things of that nature. Right? So what you want to do with XI, again, you've created this identity. XI will help you heal this identity. And then this identity nurtures this identity and becomes a real version of who you are. You're not just a facade. You're not just playing a game. You're not just the lion, in the boardroom. You're the lion no matter where you are, in the bedroom, in the boardroom, with yourself, with God. You're that lion that goes, hey, this is who I really am, and that's what I'm going to show my light. All right. Breath in again. Um, let's see. This is excuse me, GK. Can I have a scan, please, Moss? Sure. So GK, take a breath in. Notice your neck. I don't know if you have neck issues or something like that. It seems like your family does. Again, not a doctor or anything like that. But it seems like over time you start to, curve in like that, and, like that crow's neck, like that kind of deal. It's not functional for you. Again, those are those patterns. Like shit, you can exercise, you can do all that stuff that you need to, and then you're running your old patterns. It's like, take a breath in, GK. So for you, again, the biggest thing that I see in you, okay, the singular pattern, and most people have a singular pattern that dominates their life. If you remove that singular pattern, everything changes for you. Okay, and that's the cool thing about raising your XIQ through the programs that we have in Xponential Intelligence, meta sciences. So with you, GK, basically no matter what you do, in fact, the more successful that you get, GK, the more imprisoned that you become. Okay, there's a purpose for this. Okay, there's a reason. Again, we have to understand that reason. So what you do is you try to escape, and then as you escape, GK, it's like, okay, I'll start fresh. I'll start something new, right? So there's always like a hidden or a secret about you. You might have a relationship here, but then your true identity is over here, because this relationship is being imprisoned. It's being compacted. Basically, it's being morphed into, say, the person around you or the situation around you. Say, for example, money for you has a certain, say, identity, right? Based on humanity's identity about what money is. We talked about this in the Healing Mastery, by the way. How many enjoy the Healing Mastery on wealth and success? Even the 10 days, by the way, if the team can put that up, pin that up, the 10 days, we're on day 6, I believe. but you can listen to the recordings, and it's going to be fantastic for you. Okay. All right. So in this case, what happens is that you carry the burdens of identities of success. So, for example, you make a lot of money, or you create a lot of success, and basically you don't know how to release the burdens of success. I'll give you an example, a clear example. Okay, let's see. All right, so you're dating somebody and you like them, right? You date them, it's like, gosh, it's really great. Okay, and then you go, gosh, I'm falling in love. What happens as soon as you realize you fall in love? For GK and many of you out there, or it's like and you replace love with, gosh, you know what? I'm having a child. Gosh, you know what? I'm slated to make $1 million here this year, you know, or gosh, I'm gonna get promoted. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. And then what happens? All your weaknesses show up. It's the first thing. As soon as that realization hits you, notice it's not a brain level. It's just like this. It's like boom, you're getting moved into, say, a different reality. Okay. So again, this reality is broken. It doesn't have money. This version of you has the money, has the possibilities, has that whatever. So it's like, hey, if you want to stay in this space, you're invited to go in, but you have to let go of the contraband, all the bullshit of your past relationships, the way you grew up, your concepts of who you are, and so on, for you to stay in love, for you to make money, for you to do whatever. You can either stay in the old room or the new version, right? Room. And people go, oh shit, you know what? I'm just going to hide all my bullshit and walk into that new paradigm. And this is where they make a lot of money. Like GK, you could make a lot of money, have success, make love, whatever it is. You step into it. But again, all the stuff that you should have let go before you walked in to that new dimension of self creates a heavy burden, a heavy weight. And then with you, what happens, GK, is like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Success sucks for me. Or love happens to me all the time like this and it doesn't work out. Because you didn't learn how to disconnect from it. Motivation archetypes, all those type of archetypes, they will not work for you. Right? You need to let go at a genetic level, all that stuff, and start new. So again, disconnect from all those stuff so you can enjoy where you are in the new dimension of time and space. It's all about time and space, guys. All right. If I read you, can you please comment 10? I know I'm very accurate. I've been doing this for over a decade, hundreds of thousands of clients, create billion dollar brands and so on. I'm not just telling you this to impress you. I'm just telling you this, that there's a lot of high level, high wealth individuals who seek my advice. Again, I'm not a Grant Cardone to go, hey, I've got this huge watch. I got this, airplane. Now I'm a billionaire. And, I'm not telling you this. I'm not telling you to impress you. I'm just telling you that your seeking of success the way they did is not going to work for you. I'm telling you this because they're coming to me going, shit, Moss, fuck, I tried everything. I've got everything I need and I want, but there's something missing. And I know that you have that. So that's why I'm telling you. So again, learn from what they did right, learn from what they did wrong. And that's what XI is about. And then you can create your success properly without going into the same bullshit that they went through. That's why I'm telling you. All right, guys. All right. So as we end, guys, notice what you notice. Notice the details of what you're noticing. All right. Raise your XIQ every day. Ask yourself, hey, is this thing, what am I doing? Is it raising my XIQ? Perfect. Somebody's asking about the 15-minute sessions, please. Sure, you can find that on the website. You can go to thexicode.com, thexicode.com, the XI code blueprint to wealth and healing. If you're new, guys, it's really a great introductory program. It's probably the most powerful program for 2025, hands down. Literally, it'll transform your life in the 10 days. Very intense, but yet gentle. Okay, because we've got other programs. Once you get into it, that'll just like skyrocket you. All right, guys. Again, notice what you notice. Notice the details. Peace.